We are continuing our tour of Vietnam, and we've headed a little bit south to first to Hoi An, a small place, and then after that a bit further south. Hoi An, what kind of place is that?
It reminded me a lot of Luang Prabang.
Yeah.
It's very much the same style of city.
Yeah.
We were there during New Year's. Even the day after, when we were out in the city, you could still see that there had been so much celebration, and there was like decorated all over the place with New Year's stuff.
And we rented bicycles, drove around this small village. There's an old part of Hoi An as well as there is in most places, and beautiful architecture, beautiful houses, really a nice place by a river.
We also went to the beach. Waves were insane.
Quite crazy, yeah. And then we got on a plane again and flew even further south to Ho Chi Minh City, or Saigon as it was called in the old days. We went to the War Museum.
Yeah, that was emotionally tiring, I guess.
I felt physically sick. I was nauseated and really it was terrible. I knew before going in that here is a museum showing this war with a completely different point of view. This is the Vietnam way of seeing it. I told you before we went in there, now we're probably going to see that the Americans were the bad guys. Even though it was seen with that point of view, there's no denying that what happened there was...
Some of the things that the American soldiers did was just not okay.
The whole thing about throwing chemicals out.
Yeah, Agent Orange.
Yeah, they dumped a lot of chemicals in the forest, and that made a lot of bad stuff in the years after because this poison made them give birth to deformed babies. But I think it's important to see when you're in Ho Chi Minh, so I would absolutely recommend that you go and see the War Museum. Tunnels.
Oh, right, yeah, the Cu Chi tunnels. That was cool. I mean, still, there was a lot of history with it, but yeah, that was really, really cool.
That was in the forest where the Vietnamese, northern Vietnamese soldiers, they were constructing tunnels so they could live there and crawl around and then come up and surprise the Americans. We got to crawl around in the tunnels, and they were so narrow.
Really? And
they were not built for big Western-sized people. So yeah, but it was really, really interesting, and absolutely also a must-see if you're in that part of the world. In Ho Chi Minh City, we decided to stay at a hostel, and we were quite surprised how good it was. It was not a private room. There were 4 beds in it, but that was okay. And I think that we were the only ones that stayed more than one day.
Yeah.
In the main room at night, people would sit around and talk. And going to a hostel is absolutely a good way to meet new people. So highly recommended. And because of the Chinese New Year, we couldn't get the visa to China here. We wanted to go to the consulate here in Ho Chi Minh City and get the visa to China, but they were closed until Friday, and we're leaving Saturday, so not possible. So we're probably going to Hong Kong and getting the visa there for China. But right now it's off to Cambodia. We're going to Phnom Penh and then to Siem Reap, and we're so looking forward to that. So see ya. Say see ya.
See ya.